Dear humans, this is an adoption campaign, but it's not for me, or Mr. Buttons, or Frank over there. It's for you, humans. This is a call to humans to adopt our movement, to adopt our cause.
This isn't just about saving one of us.
It's about saving all of us.
Thousands of lives, every single day.
It's about support for every one of us four, and sometimes not four-legged best friends, waiting to meet a best friend of our own. With Best Friends Animal Society leading the charge.
Shelter by shelter, city by city.
We can save thousands of pets each day. Join us. Together we can save them all.
Thank you for joining us for Pet Connect. I'm Tara Douglas. We had such a great weekend at the Pinhoti Fest that they allowed us to have a shelter tent, and we had one dog adopted. We met a lot of great people, and they got to meet some of the available dogs at the shelter. So if you met a dog there and you're interested, or if you have friends or family that are looking for a dog, please go to the Sylacauga Animal Shelter. We've got plenty of dogs there, plenty of cats too, for adoption. You can come out and help us walk dogs this weekend. So every Saturday we're there from 11 to 1 to walk the dogs, and we always enjoy any kind of help that we can get. So you have to be 18 or older to walk the dogs, but we do welcome children as long as they're there with a parent, and it gives us so much information about the dog so that we can tell potential adopters, or we can also get them to rescue easier because we know more about their personalities. So please come on out and meet the dogs. And if you can't come out to walk them, we've got a lot of great events happening this month here in Sylacauga. And so you'll have plenty of opportunities to come and meet them at the different events and come out and support the events. So we are going to talk about one of those, but before we do that, let's discuss this particular dog at last year's event. So this is Rupert. He has been at the shelter, obviously, since we had our Horses and Hounds parade last year. This was him with Mackenzie Price. He's all dressed up, ready for a walk through town. So he is a bigger dog. He is great with people. He's great with other dogs. He is actually pretty easy to walk on a leash. So come out. We hope to have Rupert there at the parade, but if not, come out and see him this weekend and help walk him so that we can find him a home, because we would really love to get him out of that shelter. But we are really excited to be able to walk him again at the Horses and Hounds parade. And I've invited Kelly Payton here to the show today. She is the co-manager of King's Home Stables, and they are putting on this wonderful parade. And Kelly, we are so excited to have you here to talk about it today, but also excited to have it again here in Sylacauga.
I'm excited to be here again. I'm even more excited this year because of how big the event is growing.
And it was so amazing last year. We'll be showing lots of pictures to you, but I was looking at those pictures you sent me last night, and we had such a good time. We had lots of dogs walking, dressed up in their Halloween costumes. We had horses. And we had a lot of people there too that were watching. It was so much fun to walk through town with those dogs.
It was such a good turnout for the first year. I was so happy with how it went and how many people came to support us and how many dogs we had and how many horse entries we had. And it was just definitely an attention getter. People were talking about it for weeks afterwards and had been asking me, oh, are we going to do it again? Are we going to do it again? And I said, oh yeah, we're doing it again, and we're going bigger this time.
Well, we're so glad you chose Sylacauga to have it, because King's Home is in Wilsonville.
Correct, yes.
And tell me a little bit, before we get into the parade specifics and some of the pictures, tell us about King's Home Stables, because you do a lot there with the horses.
Right. So I am the co-manager of the King's Stables program. I've been there since 2020. Excuse me. And so what we do, we fall under the King's Home umbrella. We provide therapeutic equine services to the youth of King's Home. King's Home is a foster care system for teenagers ages 12 and up, and they have a boys campus in Wilsonville as well as a girls campus in Chelsea, and they have women and children's programs.
Okay.
And what we do is we offer their youth equine therapy through equine facilitated learning, equine psychotherapy and things like that, where we utilize the horse as a learning tool to reinforce things like time management, behavioral management, emotional output, things that a lot of kids who are in the foster care system need help dealing with, trauma, these things that have really affected them. The horses are the healers, and I'm not a therapist. I let the horses do the talking. They are the healers. I'm just the facilitator of the therapeutic experience. But we've got a dozen horses there. We stay busy. Other than the King's Home kids, we also offer services to the public. We have private lessons for those who just want to come and learn how to ride. We teach foundational riding skills. Most of our demographic for that is like 9 to 12-year-old girls. They just love to come and ride their ponies. And then we also service Well House, which is a program for victims of human trafficking, women and children. And we have Turning Point, which is a men's addiction recovery program. And both of those come for 2-hour programs where they have a bit more in-depth sessions that more relate to their programs they're going through with Turning Point or Well House. So we relate our horse lessons back to their recovery program.
Wow.
And so we stay busy, for
I bet
sure.
you do. It sounds like it.
Yeah, we have very little free time.
But you are going to be able to do the parade and this
Yes.
whole event that's happening. Now, the proceeds from the parade go to help you there at
Correct.
King Stable.
Yes.
And so let's talk about the parade itself, and then at the end we'll talk about other ways that people can help. So the parade is October 18th.
Correct.
And so let's talk about time. Let's discuss everything people need to do to participate.
So this year we're calling it the Hoopla.
Okay.
And it's a lot of H's. It's the Horses and Hounds Halloween Hoopla. And we did this because we've expanded it to include a festival in Central Park in addition to the parade.
Okay.
Now, talking about the parade specifically, it's for horse and dog owners and their pets. Dress them up in their costumes, dress yourself up in costume. The bigger the better. We have awards for best costume, best group costume, scariest, and cutest. So we have
Okay.
lots of awards. Our gifts that have been donated for those prizes are really awesome, and I'm really excited to be giving those out to those who really put in the effort for their costumes. And we will keep the dogs and horses separated, of course, for safety. Dogs lead the way, walkers set the pace, and we will be parading from the old Food World parking lot up North Broadway, across First Street, back down North Norton, and back to the Food World parking lot.
Okay, so that's a great route. It's very similar to the route we had
Yes,
last year.
yep,
So
it's
if
a
you're-
loop.
So if you're lining up and you want to come and watch the parade, then it's pretty much the typical parade route. Sort of that's very similar to what we do for the Christmas parade.
Yep, minus
So-
one block.
Okay. And we would love to have everybody come and watch. That was so much, like I already said, that was so much fun last year to walk the dogs out. And we had so many people that were participating and standing on the sidewalks and commenting on dogs. People brought their dogs to the event and were watching with the pets on the side there.
The more the merrier.
Absolutely. It was just an incredible time there. Now, we've got some pictures of people along the sidewalks watching. The kids in particular had so much fun watching the horses and the dogs go by.
I remember being that kid and watching the horse riders go by at Christmas parades and always wanting to be involved in that. And now as an adult and having my own horses, it's all I really love to do is just decorate the crap out of my horse and get them all spiffed up for the parade and go and wave
And there
at the
you
kids.
are on a horse.
Oh yes, that's me and my boy Colby. I've had that horse since 2007. He is my steady guy. Love him to death, and he has always impressed me in these parades. He loves to show off. He's such a ham.
And there's a kid that's so excited to see the parade happening
and
there.
it was so nice seeing the support from the community come out. And there's no parade without an audience to wave at.
Absolutely. and quite frankly, with it being the first time, I didn't know how many people would be out. So when we started down that road, and all of a sudden there were all these people on both sides, it was so exciting.
It was so wonderful to see that community support, and we just want to see more. I love that costume. I saw her. She did such a good job.
That's a lot of costume.
Yeah. But that's what we like, and we like them to stand out. And horse people, we love to show them off. And it's not just the traditional shows where you're trying to be all prim and proper. It's let's see how crazy we can make my horse look today.
Absolutely, and they did such a great job. And
there's
here's some of
our director. That's Lou Burdett. He is the director of the King's Home program.
Okay, that's a beautiful dog too.
Oh yes.
And we again, that was a community member out there with her dog. I mean, we have so many people that brought their dogs, not just shelter dogs. And there's two shelter pups there that walked, and they got adopted. We were so excited from the Shelter and Feral Dogs of Avondale standpoint, in that we had several dogs adopted because of the parade. I mean, we had. That's a community member with her dog again, but we had 3 dogs that were adopted, and that's a big deal for us here to find that many homes in one event.
That made me so happy to have that as a result of the parade, and that's what inspired me to include a festival this year that will also include an adoption event for the shelters that participate in the parade. I have a heart for adopting dogs as well. I come from a background of my dad is animal control officer and runs the shelter back home in my hometown.
Okay.
And I myself have rescue dogs, and so I love dogs, I love horses, and I just wanted to provide this opportunity and grow on that opportunity for people to see these dogs, get their attention, and then have an opportunity for them to come meet these dogs and possibly take them home.
And Buster, that was just up on the screen there, that had the little hat on, that somebody fell in love with him so much they had to get to the shelter that afternoon, I believe. They're like, I need this dog.
How can you not fall in love with that face?
I don't know that we can top Buster there with his little hat. And he wouldn't walk. My husband had to carry him most of the parade because he wouldn't walk. And so that also gained a lot of attention, that he wouldn't walk that day.
He said, look, I make a great lap pet.
But let's talk about the festival. So we've added the festival to create the hoopla from the parade.
Correct.
So tell us about who's going to be at the festival, what's happening.
So I was really trying to bring the community together to celebrate the event as a whole. And so we are going to have representation there from King's Home, from the King Stables program, and then also a lot of local community businesses are going to be there. I know Fed Up Shipping is going to be there.
Okay.
And we have food vendors, we have craft vendors, we have live music, we have kids stations for activities and face painting. And so it's just a nice fall day out. You come out for the parade, you stay for the festival. We've got turkey legs coming, we've got the Brown Butter Bakery has said they were going to be there.
Okay.
So lots of good food on the run concessions. Plus, of course, the adoption event. So you can come, love on the pups, meet the dogs, take one home. You know, we're wanting them to come and get the exposure and find a home. And also raise awareness for the King Stables program. All this attention getting is so people can learn about us as a whole. They can ask us questions, learn about the program we do. We can recruit volunteers because we operate on volunteers. Like I said, it's just me and one other staff member there, taking care of a dozen horses and all the programs.
Of those, all of that. That's a lot of programs.
Yes, so we really rely on volunteers. We rely a lot on donations of people's time and of people's monetary donations. People have a heart for giving. We just need to find them, and we need to let them know who we are and
Absolutely.
more about what we do.
Now, if people can't make it to the event to physically talk to you and
Right.
find out about the different programs and what can happen, how can they get more information?
So we have a pretty good online presence. We have our Facebook, which is King Stables.
Okay.
And we also have a website, which is kingshome.com/stables. That is our webpage.
Okay.
It tells you all about our program, the history of it, where we're located. We have a Meet Our Herd page, so you can see all of our wonderful horses that we
Okay.
have. We have a really great herd of equines right now. I'm super proud to have them in our program.
So what really led you to work with horses? I mean, we talk about all the things horses can do.
Yeah.
What influenced you to where you thought, you know what, I want to work with horses every day?
I've always been a horse girl. I was that one girl that everybody knows that just was obsessed with horses growing up. And like I said, I got my first horse, Colby, back in 2007. And I love them, and I always knew I wanted to have them in my life, but I wasn't sure how to make a career out of it. And so I entered college in an undeclared major, ended up pursuing an American Sign Language interpreting degree,
Okay.
which brought me to Talladega and their equine program with AIDB.
Okay.
And I fell into the equine therapy world there, and I found my niche. That is where I saw the healing that I experienced as a horse person being transferred to more people who might not have the same opportunities as I did. And I know I can come off sounding crazy talking about horses. I can talk about them all day long. But until you experience it, you don't understand it. And I want people to experience it. We don't have a competition barn. We let people come and just have the experience. If you need to come and spend an hour in a stall with a horse with a brush and a box of tissues because you're having a bad day, by all means, I will facilitate that for you. I'm happy to. The horses are the healers. And we just want to emphasize how much of an impact these horses can make on our kids. And we have 1 hour with our kids most days. And some kids we see once, some kids in the King's Home program we see for years.
Okay.
And we just try to make the most of that hour we have, because in that hour, the horses can make such a big impact where a kid that enters bad day at school, argument with, you know, their peers or their staff or family issues that are bothering them that day, they can enter the stables and know that they can take a deep breath and transition their emotional state to focus on their horse and focus on the horse's care and what emotional healing that horse is offering them. And the transitions you see within 1 hour periods are phenomenal, but until you see it and experience it, I just come off sounding a little cuckoo.
No, not
Excuse
at
me.
all. I mean, that is amazing, and I know that people have found that kind of growth with lots of different types of animals, but
Oh,
I
yeah.
hear it so much with horses and what an amazing job that horses can do to help people.
And there is actually a science behind it that they are studying more in depth now. And it comes from an electromagnetic field that all animals with a heartbeat emit. Dogs are the same way, and it's because nonverbal communication is critical to their survival, especially in a herd setting. And so horses have this electromagnetic field that is 4 times the size of their body, and you enter their space, and their emotional influence is automatically influencing yours, and they have this just overwhelming calming effect. And as long as you're open to receiving it and having that back and forth nonverbal communication, you experience things that you don't really can you know, put into a box. You're like, wow, that was an experience, and that it's personal to each person. You know, everybody has a different opportunity for that experience, you know, every time they come.
I think we all could use a calming experience these days.
That's why I love my horses. And I work with a dozen horses at work, and I go home and have 3 more. I do it all day, every day, because it's what I love, and I just want to share it with the world. And that's why I love working for the King Stables program. I get to share it with people who need it most.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate you, and we appreciate you choosing Sylacauga for the hoopla.
Yes.
And so everybody come out this weekend, oh, no, not this weekend, October 18th, and participate in the parade, watch it. You can bring your dog, you can come and, absolutely, I hope a lot of people come to find out more of what they can do to help and participate with King Stable.
I hope so too.
Now, let's circle back around before we go. Let's
Yes.
talk about, you said there was an adoption event. So, of course, Sylacauga Animal Shelter will be there, but we have other shelters too. So, who else will be there?
Yes, we'll have the Sylacauga Animal Shelter, the Lake Martin Animal Shelter, and a local rescue, Love, Hope, and Paws, will
Okay.
also be there.
Okay.
So we're hoping for a big group of dogs, lots of heads to pet, and wagging tails, and adorable costumes, I'm sure.
And you know,
So-
people have enjoyed so much participating in different events around here to be able to come and pet the dogs.
Yes.
And so you'll have lots of opportunities with lots of different organizations to come out on October 18th. That's a Saturday. And when does it start?
So the parades, you can get there to start registering as early as 8:30.
Okay.
Lineup is at 9:30, and the parade starts at 10. And it ran about 45 minutes last
Okay.
year. And the festival runs from 9 to 2.
Okay.
So it'll start before the parade, so we'll have plenty of people there to be at the festival, enjoying it, take a moment, watch the parade go all the way around, and then go back to the festival till about 2 p.m.
And you can register online
Yes.
early, but you can also register the day of the event.
Correct.
So you can register
yes.
there.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's $10 per dog, $20 per horse entry, and we have an online registration page, and this page has registration for parade participants, vendors, and sponsors if you're interested in being a sponsor.
Okay.
That is kingshome.com/horses and hounds.
Okay.
That is our event webpage. And that's there you can go find all the information you need about the event. Online registration is there. Online payment options are there as well. But yeah, if people want to show up day of because they found a costume that day and like, hey, let's go, by all means, please. We will have an open registration booth at the Old Food World parking lot where we'll be setting up for the parade.
Well, that's perfect. I really hope everyone comes out to enjoy. We are super excited about it at the animal shelter and with feral dogs, and so we'll see everybody out. So come on out October 18th for the Horses and Hounds Parade. If you have any questions, then you can contact Kelly Payton at King's Home Stables, or if you can't find how to contact her, you can ask Feral Dogs of Avondale Mill or the animal shelter. We'll make sure we get you to the right spot. And come out this weekend to walk dogs with us. You can meet Rupert this weekend, even though we hope he has a home before October 18th, so he doesn't have to participate in the parade again. But we would love to find Rupert a home. So come on out and help us walk dogs and help us socialize Rupert and find his forever home. And thank you for joining us for Pet Connect. We will see you next week.
He chewed a slipper so perfectly, it was displayed in the Louvre. He barks in 3 different languages, fluently. His eyes once convinced a vegan to fry bacon. You can whisper "walk" from 2 blocks away, and he'll hear it. Squirrels hold annual conventions just to discuss how to avoid him. When he sheds, fashion designers call it limited edition fur. His zoomies register on the Richter scale. He can turn a white couch brown with a single shake. He guards the whole house until the vacuum comes out. Fire hydrants line up for the honor of being chosen by him. He is the most dog in the world.